Welcome to Art and Soul Insider. I'm Barbara Lynn Burns, and I'm here to help you find your joy, creativity, and calm through art and wellness. Whether it's exploring new supplies, guided meditations, or inspiring art projects, this is your space to recharge and create. So let's make more art and less stress together. Here we go. Just before we start, I'm looking at all my supplies here. There's a lot. And I'm going to show you a shot of all my supplies so that you know that what I might be using. I won't use all of them, but today what I'm thinking of doing is a abstract. There's going to be 3 of them. And I just, have you ever woken up and kind of said, you know what, I feel like blue and green today? And that's what I did. I thought, I was thinking, what should I do today? And, blue and green just popped into my head. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do an abstract. And what's really special about blue and green, it brings back memories for me of my mom and my dad. That was kind of the color scheme of their whole house, and both of them have passed on, and I miss them incredibly. But I guess, I'm maybe wanting them to be near, and so today I'll be painting with blue and green. So I'll go over some of the techniques and everything that I'll use, but yeah, I hope you enjoy it and maybe learn something new along the way. So let's get going. Well, hello there. I've got a mess in front of me of all my supplies, and I'll probably show you this when I'm talking at some point, because I took a shot of my supplies. But what I want to show you is I got these, you know what? I hate to say, but maybe a couple months ago, and I just haven't used them, okay? I was going to use them with my gouache, but I think I'll use them today and try them out. And I'm going to be using acrylics today and playing with that. So, yeah. So I'm going to take, oh no, I don't want to filbert. You know what I was thinking? I'll maybe do a video of it now that I'm looking at all these brushes to actually show you the different types of brushes, right? Let's take that one. Okay. Got some angled ones. I'm thinking, I'll go like this. Take that one. Around. You know what? I've got some other ones I'll use, but yeah. Hey, we're using these, right? Sometimes, when you get new brushes, you're almost like afraid to use them. At least I am. Anything new, it's shiny and that type of thing. So yeah, there we go. Okay, so going to be using those. So the supplies I have are acrylic paints. And I've got acrylic paints, especially in the whites, in a different way. I've got, I'm just trying to find a spot for all these. I've got, with the whites, I have acrylic ink, okay, in 2 ways. This one's a little bit more liquidy than this one. I also have this as pearlescence white. And I've got naturally just good old high viscosity, which means it's more heavier bodied one. And then with white, I also have an iridescent white, just in case this one's too liquidy for me. And I've got a white marker as well. So got lots of supplies. So I also have torn paper that I'm going to be using. There's stencils that I might be using, woody Stabilos. What else? Oh, I've got these acrylic markers. Going to give that a try. And I got my sponges and naturally paintbrushes and good old toothbrush for splatter. And oops, sorry about that. And I've got a gel pen just in case for detail of what I want. Okay, so starting off first, see, I'm still cleaning. There we go. I'm going to use the paper. Okay, so it's Bao Academy watercolor. This is more their student grade watercolor paper, and it is 300 grams. Can you see that? 300 grams per meter squared. That is a very nice. It's heavier, but it's not too thin. That's what I don't. 90 pound. It's too light for me, or too. Yeah, it's just not the right weight for me. I like something a little heavier. So this is about 15 inches. So I'm going to divide it into 3. So I've got a 5 and a 10 here, and a 5 and a 10 up there. I kind of like doing a little series like this, because what happens with this series, you're able to work on another painting while the other one's drying. It's really kind of cool. So I'm going to draw this really light, okay? The reason why is because that's going to actually be my line where I'm going to cut. Now, if I want to cut, because there's different ways to display these when you're done, right? You can do them each individually framed. You could do them also then as a one set, like one picture frame, right? With 3 cutouts, right? So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I've got my lovely painter's tape, because what I want to do, a lot of people, they just paint all the way across. I'm going to be making these 3 individual pictures. Thus, the 3 spots, right? So I'm going to take this and do this is an inch, so about a 1/2 inch. So there'll be a 1/2 inch on either side as well. So if I'm off, I'm okay with that. If I was doing this for someone, that'd be a different story. I'd try and be as precise as I could. I'm just going to put the tape down like that. I always like, and I encourage you to go past your lines. Oh, I'm falling out of the page here. There, sorry about that. Go past it. Wow, this is really, I don't remember last time touching my base of my light, or my what is it called? My holder of my phone. I don't remember it doing that, so that's interesting. Okay. So I'm going to do 1/2 inch here, type of thing. Okay. I'm going to do 1/2 inch here. And like, just because, like, going over the amount that you need, it just ensures that you don't have to be connecting tape. Because if you're connecting tape, that's not going to guarantee that it's going to be a nice straight line. Now, this pad, and I forgot to mention to you before I started taping, this is actually a pad of paper that is glued all the way around, except for a little opening at the top. And when you're done, what happens is you can then remove it, okay, with a knife or whatever sharp instrument all the way around, and there you go. This is perfect because then a person doesn't have to tape their paper down. Now, I'm taping just for the sake of getting a frame. It has nothing to do with keeping the paper down. Okay? So, there we go. I have really no plan for this work, so it should be interesting. Sometimes I have an idea. Oh, I think I cut that one too late. Too small. I was talking away. There you go. What should I do again? Let's seeing the... There we go. That's about right. Good. Okay. There. So I'm going to use matte gel. Okay. So this is a medium that you can add to acrylics. This, I'm just going to read it here. It's heavy body, so it's thicker. But what's beautiful, even though it's white, you see that? It dries clear. Okay? So you don't have to worry about a white blob appearing once you do this. Now, why am I using this? I'm using this not to add to my paint, but I'm going to use it to glue down these things. So as you saw in my scan of my supplies, all this different type of paper. Okay? Little did I know I got the same one twice, but that's okay. Okay, so all holy. I just realized that. That's okay. I'm going to use this one first. It's a little thicker, and it's going to have some texture. So what's going to happen is when I put it down, the paint is going to have to work around it, which is kind of neat. Now, I'm not going to gesso this. I don't think it needs to be gessoed. So I usually like to rip, but I found that I had a hard time ripping it. See, with this edge there? So let's see if I can do it from this edge in the inside. Oh, yeah. Because I like those little bits coming off, right? Oh, that's a kind of neat one. We'll do that. There we go. Do I want that thick piece? I don't know. We'll see. It's really easy to rip apart once you get past this heavy mesh that's in there, okay? So, take my brush, and again, this acts as glue, so it's very important to clean your brushes once you're done. Which is the one, I kind of have a cheap little brush that I use to glue. So I'm just going to place these. This is going to be an intuition-led artwork. I'm just going to put this lightly on because I don't want to change the texture of the paper, right? I don't want it to feel like... There we go. I'm just going to go like that. There. I'm going to make sure that that's down. And you want to make sure that this is dry before you put any paint on. Because what's going to happen, if it's not dry and stuck down, it's going to be moving all over the place. And you don't want that, okay? Yeah. I mean, it might make a really neat paint effect, but... yeah, so anyways, just want to make sure, because this edge seems to be a little thicker. So let's do this one. I'm going to do it like that. Again, there's no plan. And I really don't know how it's going to look like. So I can't guarantee a really good work here. But I will guarantee you'll kind of see the process of painting. And you will see... just all the possibilities of how to use materials, you know, and that type of stuff. And I'll talk about design and all sorts of things, like I usually do, to kind of explain, so you're learning why I'm doing these things. So why did I put this down? I just wanted it to be not a flat surface. These other ones... they're more like toppers, and then you put some paint over top. This is kind of a structural base thing, okay? So Let's go. I like this piece. Oh, I like that piece though. Let's go with this piece. So let's go. No, I wanted it there. Okay. So I usually like to get the base so there's something to stick on, right? Oops. I've got my, I still don't have my camera set up properly. So I'm using my iPhone, and I have my iPhone attached to the outlet because I just like to make sure that everything stays charged and that that it's working while I'm playing here. So yeah, don't want to miss stuff. Don't want to miss the magic, right? So, as I mentioned kind of in the beginning, have you ever kind of had one of those days where you just go, oh, I really am wanting to do with a painting in this color, or I'm really wanting to do this because of, I just love the technique, right? Let's maybe use a little bit, just little pieces. I'm almost wondering if that might be too much. You know what? I'm going to go for it. Go for it, right? You don't know unless you try, right? And so sometimes, and I encourage you to look at your mistakes this way. I don't view mistakes as that. I view mistakes as opportunities. So it's an opportunity for me when something doesn't work right, that I get to kind of figure out why it didn't work out and what can I do later to possibly change it. If I kind of liked where it was going, right? What could I do next time to make it work? It was Thomas Edison, and I'm going to brutalize the good old quote, but it was about, someone asked, well, how does it feel to fail that many times in trying to get the light bulb, 99 times or whatever? And he says, I just know 99 ways of how not to create a light bulb. Top a great attitude, huh? Gee. Wish I had that sometimes, just to be able to think that quickly off the top of your head. Ooh, this is kind of neat. This one's really big, so I'm thinking almost something smaller. Let's go here, right? Yeah. So I'm kind of placing it, and you'll notice that I didn't place it here or here, because what I'm trying to do is create a sense of balance, even in my foundation of what I'm trying to create here. Okay? So that's, with balance, there's balance, three types of balances. And I'll explain this when I do a video concerning in the elements and principles of design section that I have in my playlist. I just kind of added these this year, and what it was for is for you to actually help you learn more about the basics of art. And it's the teacher in me, right? Here I am, teaching junior high and senior high art, and I just want to share those basics with you. So I'm going to give you a sneak preview about balance. So there's three different types of balance, as I said. There is good old symmetrical. So you cut an orange in half. The one side is exactly the same as the other side. Asymmetrical is when you, let's see, how can I, kind of like this. You got a big piece, but a little piece, but it still looks kind of balanced, it still looks like it kind of works. And then there's a radial. So think of a flower, right? Or think of a wheel, comes from the center and goes out. So those are the three: symmetrical, asymmetrical, and radial. And those are ways in order to place your elements of design. So what are your elements of design? Line, shape, color, form, texture. So here, see, this is texture, because these you won't really see because they'll just be painted over. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Stabilos. Okay, so my color theme is going to be blue and green, but why did I bring white? Oh, I guess for white for optional of putting stuff on. Now, these Stabilos are really cool. They act like pencil crayons, so you can color in an area. They also act as watercolors. Okay, so you go, wow, that's different. So what you do is you basically take this and you make marks, and then you can take your paintbrush, okay, and I'm not even using watercolor brush right here. I'm using just and you can use this to add color to your background. And also what I'm doing is I'm doing a line here, so I'm wanting kind of the line to show up, right? You could just leave it as the line too, but just know that when you put the paint on top of it or anything like that, or not the paint, the water on top of it, or no, yeah, the paint on top of it, it will actually then go and spread its color. Okay, so just know that. But I use this often. You know how you can get scared of the white page, right? You have this white page and your fear takes over and you go, what if I waste my time? What if I waste these supplies in this artwork? You know, you're thinking about this all before you've even started the artwork. Like, you're not off to a good start there, right? This can help. You just make a mess, right? Just make a mess with your bottom, and then it'll go. You go from there. So then that starting out on a blank sheet of paper is less daunting. You just know, yeah, I'm just going to scribble, you know, some lines on here, and then I'm going to just smush them around with my brush and some water. Okay, so just know that that's a little hint that I do sometimes if you know, people are afraid of the big bad white page, you know, and we can get like that, right? So I'm going to put that aside. One thing less to have in my area here. Okay, so I'm going to take the blow dryer and blow dry this. This paper is kind of bubbling. I don't know if you can kind of see it. See, it's kind of rounded. But what's great, because it's sealed here, technically, it's going to dry flat. So now I'm going to get my paints ready. So I'm going to put this aside, get out my beautiful palette. In Canada here, I don't, you know, and I don't know if you still can, but we used to be able to, and probably still can, get ice cream in a big gallon or 4-liter container. And it came in with these lovely, lovely size palettes. That's how I view them. So when I was teaching at the high school, and I'd ask the community and my students, you know, to bring these to school, and we'd use them. So yeah, perfect. So Liquitex kind of has a funny way of naming things. Like, this is light blue permanent. Well, what color is that, right? So this is kind of, I think this looks like a cyan, but this is brilliant blue. You see, they're kind of using their own words for the colors. So So I'm just going to, I'll just put the paint out. I don't know what colors I'm going to use. Again, I'm going to go and use my intuition. That was Brilliant Blue. This is Primary Blue. Okay. Oh, what color is this? It's not ultramarine blue, because ultramarine blue has a little more purple. So it has a little more red in it, and I don't want that. So this is Primary Blue, what they say. Here is Thiocyan Blue. Okay, so this is quite much deeper. And, oh, I got this. This was part of a fun little set by Jane Davenport. Not sure of the quality of the paint here, but it's acrylic. I'm just wondering if it's one of those colors. Like, I'm thinking it might be this one, but it might be a different. Oh, look, I haven't even used it before. There we go. Oh no, it's a different color. There you go. I'm glad I did it. Oops. Yeah, it's much more liquidy. Okay. So that's that one. No, so my greens. I don't have much green, which kind of surprised me. Granted, green, you can make, I'm doing the cheater's way. No, that's not right. I'm doing it the easier way. I'm actually not going to make my greens, because you can make greens with blue and yellow, okay? But I am going to be using just the mixtures that you can get from certain companies. So this is Artist Loft. I think this is Michael's. In Canada, we have these box arts and crafts store. It's called Michael's. I think this is their brand. This is Sap Green. Okay. Liquitex. This is Brilliant Yellow Green. So I'm not sure about this one with that. But, you know, I don't know. Remember, we're playing. We're just going with our intuition today. And I like that color, so that's why I picked it. And this one is, again, that Jane Davenport. It looks very similar, but I think it's going to be different. Oh, I did already open this one up. Yeah, it's a little more olive. Okay. So, those are my colors. And I have, of course, white. Okay, this is just titanium white, and those are the only colors. I'm not wanting deeper colors or anything like that. I mean, these are pretty dark, but I'm just wanting, I don't know, just simple color combinations. That's all. And then if I want to later, when everything dries, you know, I could use this blue. You know, this blue. You have to mix these up. These are acrylic water-based pens, okay? And they've got here, this looks like a sap green. This looks like a primary blue. And there you go, there's a light one. So, yeah. So, might use those. That's why I said, you know, like what I like to do is bring a whole bunch of stuff out. And if I want to use it, then I'll use it, right? It's not having it in front of you that it kind of stops the momentum. So I encourage you to bring out as much as you can, and you think that you might want to use, right? And just have it in front of you, because then you're not going to stop the creative process to go and find something, and then after you find it, maybe I'll go and get a cup of tea, you know. So it's more of an opportunity that you can then just continue with your work, right? Okay, so I'm just going to put paint down. I'm just going to use this one. This is a number 13. It's a very different numbering system. Oh, this is the color. Again, going by intuition, right? And the nice thing about having some color in the background, I don't have to worry if I don't cover everything up right? It can be, everything's gonna work out fine. Is that Bob Marley? And I'm wanting to work quick, because then I could blend things really, you know, if I want to blend. There, I'm just gonna put some color there. Just, again, intuition. Now, if you want to, you can be very conscious of maybe putting, say I put a color here, you could put a color here. So when they're framed together, right, it's going to look like they're all one piece. You know, that's just another option you could do. I'm not going to clean my brush, and I'm going to go into this blue because my intuition told me. Again, if you know, the choice is yours. If you want that type of stuff to show underneath, then what you could do is not paint it all like how I painted it, and you know, trying to get into those sections and stuff like that. Okay, okay. I'm just painting, and it's going to look very sectional as such, right? Yeah, that's where I wanted to go, so we're going to go there. And I'm going to take a little right in this section. Oh, interesting. This one I went all four corners. That's kind of different. There we go. Okay. Clean my brush because I'm going to introduce some green now. Usually I like to do things in 3 colors, and I guess I am because I am using white. Oh, you know what I forgot? Is this phthalo green. Now, this is heavy body, and I don't think I've opened this one. Yeah, right. Woohoo, 2 new products. I love it. This is heavy body. Okay, so it's going to dry slower. And the difference, too, with this one is see how it kind of looks, you got the black lines underneath and they've got the paint across. That means this is transparent. So whatever's underneath, you're going to get a little hint of that color, right? So just be aware that certain colors are going to be opaque, which means solid when you paint. Like I'm thinking this might be opaque. Usually, there's no... Oh, yeah, here it is. Yeah, so it says right here, I don't know if you can see it, it says opaque. Okay, so that means you cannot see what's underneath. This one you can. So, I like that color. So I'm going to bring it in. It's beautiful. You know, it's going to have some variation of light and, you see, light and dark. See how that is kind of going? You're seeing a little bit more variation. Well, this is just straight paint, right? So, there you go. Gonna color it all in, paint it all in like that. I'm gonna get a little bit more just deepness right there. There we go. Really nice paint. I said oops, not because there was a mistake, but I didn't get enough paint. There we go. And here is this one. I'm going to put the paint here. Again, I'm not planning this out. I'm just placing the paint. My intuition says put it here, so I put it there. You know, it's not something unusual that how I do things. It's I do things very much with using my intuition to play with things, right? But I know probably with a lot of you, and I could be wrong, there's more planning, you know, okay, you know, I'll do this first and then I'll do this. Love that green. Oh my goodness. Let's use another green. Look how this green looks almost, it's more olive, yeah, compared to it. So I'm going lighter. Oh, no, I was wanting this one. Okay, interesting. See, this one is a little bit, I've got still a little bit of that green left in. So I'm getting some green. You see that? Don't know if you can from that distance. Let me pull you up. See how it's a little bit of green in there? Well, it's green. You know what I mean. But it's that other green that I was using, right? That high viscosity one. Okay. Oops, I was going for that. Got to watch what I'm thinking and saying. And again, I'm not really, you know, I'm not painting like this. I'm more using my brush as a stippler, right? going to put the green kind of in here. And just a little bit of green. Let's put it right in here. There we go. Okay. Liking it so far. Now what am I going to do here? I've got some big space here in this one. Very little in that one. Interesting. Okay, so what do I want? Should I get some deeper blues? Let's go for some deeper blues. Okay, I'm going to go for this one. I think this was called just the primary blue. My brush is a little damp. Okay, so I'm just going to take some of the moisture off of it. I'm going to want another color in here. So we'll see what... I don't know if I want the blue. Do I want the blue? Yeah, let's do the blue. Oh, I just got one section there. Interesting. Might bring some blue maybe down into this green. So I'm not taking a huge amount of paint on my brush. I'm just kind of taking a little bit, you know, whatever kind of fills my brush like that, and then just using it. Okay, and I'm going to bring some blue in here on this edge here. And it's also a little bit more transparent, this one. Yes, it is. I'm looking at here. You see, it's half filled in. So that means it's kind of semi-transparent. It's not opaque. It's not transparent. It's in between. So that's why I'm seeing a little bit of green, underneath here. Okay. My poor background here is very, very splotched and whatever, but it's better than getting it on the actual table, huh? Yeah. Yeah, what a difference between a very opaque color and one that's Now, sometimes you just want the color, right? You want it to be that color. You know, that's a good thing. Oh, pretty color water. Look at that, nice teal. That's because that's what blue and green make, right? That's nice color. So what am I going to do now? I might dry this layer. Next step. Now what I'm going to do is add detailing on top. So how do you add detailing? Well, it's mark making. It's adding perhaps stencils. It's adding splatter, right? It could be sponging on a texture. It could be sponging on this texture, bubble wrap. I love bubble wrap. Oh my goodness, yes. That for sure I know I'm going to use because I just love it. So again, we're going by our intuition or whatever. And beforehand, I picked out some stencils that I, thought were really cool. This one matches naturally because I've really used that one. These ones are all new. I got these from Temu. Temu is an online store that you get things at a decent price, right? So yeah, I got a whole bunch of stencils because I didn't have any. I thought, yeah, for that price, might as well use them. I love this visual, So I'm thinking, like, what could I maybe do a section of it somehow? No, that won't really work, would it? Because it kind of has to, for it to work, you have to have those, the whole thing. Yeah, because that'd be neat to do a little, maybe something like coming across here like that. Thinking. I mean, I used my intuition because I like this, right? So now what you have to do, and this is part of the creative process, is how can you use it, okay? So what way can you use it? So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to add some texture, as I mentioned, right? So let's see. Do I want to add paper? I know this is white. What I would do is glue it down and like put a color on it, put a wash over it so it blends in. Now, do I want to use, I'm not sure. You know, that's the thing. A nice thing about bringing a whole lot of stuff, you can use it. Now, I like this aspect of the circles, but as I mentioned, I want to use the bubble wrap. But it'd be kind of different to have this maybe as a wash type of thing, and then actually then glue it on. Yeah, I don't know. Let's maybe try. Okay, so what I'm going to do, put this away. I want to add color to this. So I got a piece of paper here. And as you see, it's kind of been used before. I'm going to add a wash to it. Now, don't know if this is going to break up because of the water, right? So I have to be very careful when I'm doing this. So I'm going to take this brush and I'm going to take another palette, aka this stuff. And I can put that away. Don't need my ruler anymore. Trying to clean up as I go. Then I'm going to take this. This is a dark color. So I'm going to take that, and now I'm going to add water to it to dilute it. So it's kind of like a watercolor, right? Not so thick. Okay, so let's see. Now, I have to be careful that this doesn't dry, because if it dries, it's going to act as a glue. So we don't want that. Making some more up here. Being gentle as I brush, right? I don't want this to fall apart. I need a little bit more. I'm going to do the third one. Oh, it's getting a little too diluted. A little bit more. Now, if there's some variation in the paint, that's okay. Actually, that'll look kind of cool, right? Because it's not all the same. So let's carefully lift it up. Oh, it's starting to, see? Did you hear that? It was starting to dry. So, okay, we're going to try that. Now, you might be wondering, you say, Barb, I really like that paper. Well, this paper I got at my art store. So I don't think a craft store would have this. This is, a lot of times people use this for naturally collaging and stuff like that, which is what I'm going to do. Now, this I'm going to save, because this could be a possibility. I could cut this out and glue it down for something else, right? So I'm gonna not throw this away. So now I'm going to hang this up somewhere over my paints here, and I want it to dry, because if I try to glue it down now, it might be the paper might be too weak. So there. Oh, and I've got this little book here, and this is what I do with my extra paint. You see? I just kind of make paintings and do stuff with them. See? That was an extra paint there. Extra paint, and then I did a design on top. Extra paint. Extra paint. So, let's start a new page. And this is all just to play, right? Whoops, I painted my cord here. So nice kind of texture there. I might paint over it with another color, who knows? But this is just the leftover paint that I had for doing that wash. Oh, my cord got me with that one. You see, I did a little, it's as much paint as I have. So I'm going to put that aside. Got a lot of things to the side. And I'm going to take my, I don't have my paper towels, are way over there. I'm going to take the paper towel just to clean this in case I want to use this palette again, right? To do any kind of altering colors or mixing. There we go. Got the paper towels. The thing toppled over, right? What am I going to do now? Okay, so let's start to play. I've got this. This was cardboard, naturally, and it was an inside of a very fancy lipstick. Okay, so it came in a lipstick box, and so this was to protect the lipstick container. So I love it because it has little grooves and stuff like that. So I'm going to put some paint on it. Place it down. Again, intuition is just saying, put it down there. Okay, and so that's what I'm going to do. Lift it up. Oh, a little bit of the paint came off too. And a little bit of the color, the yellow underneath actually showed. You see that? That's kind of neat. Maybe I should use the blue side then. Since that's not part of my color scheme, right? Oh, a little too thick. Okay, let's put it here. I'm going to put it right in kind of in the corner. There. Press it and lift. Again, not a perfect one. You know, I didn't get all the lines, but that's okay. We're just getting texture, little variations, right? We don't need it to be perfect. So we have to watch out that this doesn't get used too much, right? Because what happens is the cardboard will break down. Again, because this is a series, I'm wanting there to be somewhat a sense of unity. So I am using the same kind of techniques on each one. So it doesn't, you know, again, there's just a hint of it here. This is a different color. Maybe I should go over with, no, I'm going to leave it because knowing my luck, you know, you put another color on top and it doesn't line up. So let's use this right here. There we go. I like them in the corners for some reason. Yeah. Looks like, yeah, I've done, except for this one was right at the top there. Oh, wow. That kind of, and I got a little splutch because what's happening is this is getting so filled with moisture, you're actually losing the bumps, right? So have to watch out for that. And I'm going to do one more. Again, it might not be much paint because I didn't add any paint. There we go. Oh, that's kind of different. Okay. Now I'm going to use some brushes. Or no, brushes, sponges, I mean. What color? Green, okay. That's what my intuition is telling me. So I'm going to use some green. I'm going to use, again, the light green. And part of me is going and saying, no, we've already got a lot of white, or green. But I'm going to trust my intuition. Again, this is just play, right? Just play. I'm going to actually put green on green. I'm going to go diagonally here. Yeah, just a little color, little lightness. That's kind of cool. You can't even see the sponge things, but that's okay. It's a little color. Color on color, which is really kind of nice. Let's do it down here. I got to watch here because I've got that that texture, but I'm going to print right on top of it. I'm going to try that, right? Okay. So a little bit of, I like how it's showing. It's kind of, it's a sponge. So the sponge has a very irregular kind of circle type of, or ovals, right? There's no pattern to it. It's not a repeating thing. But this, with a sponge, just kind of adds something a little different. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, there you go. A little bit more sponge kind of looking. I'm gonna just bring it further into the corner because you see it just was kind of hanging there and it was like a line. Don't want that. I'm gonna add one more right here. Oh, kind of mixing those two colors together. Yeah, we can do that. So the day that I'm filming this, oh, sorry, I painted my phone here. At least it wasn't the lens, right? Let's hope. Nope, it's good. It is actually New Year's Eve. Yeah. So kind of a section. I'm going to kind of taper it off. Oh, it's dried out. 4 was enough there. So it's going to kind of taper it off a little bit there. There. Okay. I like how that's working. I like how it, see how it caught that raised edge, right? That's why you're seeing it caught that color there because it's raised. So that looks kind of neat. What else? There's something I want to do in here. Okay, let's get maybe splatter. Okay, that's what came to my mind was splatter. So I'm gonna, in order to keep this sponge okay, I'm gonna put it in my water. It's still okay. I can still use it, still recycle it and use it, right? So I just let it float in there. So let's do, what did I say? Splatter, right. I'm going to do dark, and yet I'm thinking I've got enough darkness, but I'm going dark. So let's do dark blue. So I've got this choice and this choice. I'm going with this one. Yep. So I'm just going to get a little moisture in my brush here. Okay. And I'm going to actually use my toothbrush. I'm going to spread it out a bit. Now, it might not have enough moisture. So it might take some of the moisture from my brush. Because with splatter, you can't control it. So please do not do this anywhere nice in your house, okay? So you might not see this. Okay, you're seeing a little bit. Don't want it all over. There we go. My finger has done its job. Stick it in my water. Oh, it's going to be a little blue tinge. So, as I was mentioning, it is New Year's Eve when I'm filming this. And I think my honey and I, we're just going to stay inside. He is on call, I believe, tomorrow. No, he gets tomorrow off. That's nice. Yeah, he works in the lab in the hospital. So whenever someone's sick, right, he's, and they need tests, so I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with the person. He goes in and he helps figure out the question, right? So it's a good thing. So now what I'm going to do, I want to add this in here, okay? I'm going to put it on top. Now, I was thinking, this was my first thought, to do a strip of it somewhere, right? But now I'm thinking not so much. So I'm going to try and divide this, if I can, into 3. Oh, not bad, not bad. And I'll use a section per. This one looks much thicker. This one's 3. Yeah, that's only 2. Oopsie. There we go. Anyways, I can make them 2. So I could just use a little bit. So this one, see how there's white showing? I don't want the white to show. Actually, a little bit of white wouldn't that be, because I'm adding white, right? I'm adding white as a detail. Okay, there we go. Figured that out. I want that one kind of there. No, I don't want it. I want a little less. There we go. Okay. So there's that. Trying to figure out where the line is, right? So I don't want, because I want it kind of on the edge. There we go. Okay. like that. This one, oh, this is kind of nice with that edge. Yeah, I like that. Let's get this one coming up like that. Okay. Oh, I like that. Yep. Okay. We can rip off the other stuff when we're done with it. Let's see if we can use this edge too. There's a little bit of white showing. See that? So this doesn't have any texture. This does. There's some texture here. We could go like that, like this. I'm liking that over here. Okay, so over here it is. And about that high. Okay. Oh, ripped off a little bit, so that's okay. Variation. Things like that happen. That's okay. Okay. My toothbrush has been sitting in the water. We'll just take it out. Now I want to get gel medium again. So I want to make sure my brush is clean because I don't want it to go into the gel medium and color it, right? So I'm going to rinse off my brush really well. Oh, you know what? I have that other one. Right. So I'm okay. I'm going to use this one that I used. So I had it, washed it and not washed it, but I had it in water and I took off the excess with my fabric that I have. So I want it like that. Okay. So kind of goes here. Okay. This is matte. So the reason why I chose matte, and what matte means is it's kind of flat, because the other choice is glossy. Okay? I did not want glossy because I didn't want this to show, right? Because if I made this glossy and this was glossy gel medium, oh my gosh, it just wouldn't. That's all you would see, right? You'd see everything else was flat because acrylics dry very flat, okay? Unless you put a glossy varnish at the end. And I'm going to rip that off. Oh, rip a little bit. That's okay. So it would really show, right? You can always make something glossy, but when I'm working with something like a piece of artwork, you know, I want to be able to kind of control whether it's going to be shiny or not. But I do that at the end. You know, if I'm going to varnish it, then I choose to add a varnish that has, oh, there's a little bit of an angle. That's okay. Then I'll choose to use gloss varnish, right? Ripped it a bit. I'm okay with that. That's okay. I really believe things happen for a reason. That's kind of how I run my life, too. So, you know, I don't know. It gives me a little bit more peace that everything's going to work out. You know, things are kind of confusing right now. I don't understand why things are happening, that type of thing. But I know that in the end, everything's going to be all right. So there we go. Gonna glue that on top. Perfect. Now I'm going to take, again, my trusty fingers and to rip. And the reason why I'm ripping this is because I don't want it to glue down on the tape and not be able to take it off, right? So that's why I'm kind of ripping them off. Okay. Oh, I thought this was water. I stuck my brush right in there with a vengeance. Look at it. I cleaned it off too. Got to wash this soon. Yeah. There we go. And I'm going to put this in the water right away because I'm unable to wash it right now, right? Because, well, I'm painting. So now, here we go. I'm really liking the way it's happening right now, actually. Now comes, there you go. Just a pop for you. I love popping them. So much fun. I'm looking for my scissors. Did I put them away? Nope. Yes, I did, I mean. So I'm just going to take a section and cut it off. There we go. Put this away. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in, do I want some accent colors now? Because I'm thinking, I've got an accent color naturally of white, but I also have silver. Since this is considered a cool color, blues and greens, a cooler metal is considered silver, okay? Well, a warmer metal is you'd have bronze, but the warmest is gold, right? So I've got not silver, but actually stainless steel, and it's kind of has, it's kind of deeper. So, and this is very translucent. You see that? So I'm going to have to do it a little thicker if I want it on. Now, what am I wanting? I'm going to do some lines on here. I'm going to take this. This is called a China marker. Okay, it was with my Stabilos. So I'm just going to do some lines work on here. There we go. Not anything specific. Again, I'm letting my intuition, and my force kind of do. I was really forceful there. Okay, there we go. Okay, and I'm going to do a little bit there because it's needed something there. So this, no problem. I guess I was just too violent with it. You just take it like this and you lift and you unroll. Now, did I unroll enough? We'll find out. I don't think so. Oh, maybe. Oh, I did. And it kind of broke there. Oh, I kind of shattered it a little bit. So I'm going to need a little bit more. Now, let's get a line here too. There. I'm going to do a line like that. Okay. Good. I don't want to go too much. And I'm even thinking if I go on here, is it going to be too much? Do I want white or silver? It's going to have a white border, so maybe white. Yeah, I'm going to bring white. I like the silver, really like the silver, but see, and with this I can even color on it, But I'm going to do this first. So I'm taking my brush, okay, taking it like this, putting the paint on. This is really fun printmaking because it's so well raised, right? It's very simple. So I don't want the whole thing, right? I just want a little bit. So I'm thinking I got dots down here. To balance it, I'm going to bring some dots up there. I'm thinking of this. I've always thought of this corner for some reason. So let's do a little bit of there. Okay. There we go. Okay, let's get some more. See how that changes the work? Really changes. It's like all of a sudden, whoa, everything was very harmonious with the green and the blue because they're very close to the color wheel, to each other. Because naturally, blue makes green, you just use it. Now I'm wanting something up here too, but I don't want to do it the same spot. I'm going to do it the same spot, but down a bit. There we go. There we go. And let's do this guy. Okay. Now, I don't need to do this big of a thing, but for some reason I am. So we're just going with it. Now, we've got here. I'm going to do it right here. Yeah, right there. See how I'm using what's left, you know, so it's not as sharp. There. Okay. This can be reused. So just set it aside, let it dry, and you could do multiple ones. Okay. Now, do I want to add anything else? I'm thinking I do, because the white, we need a balance. So we need either something else. Is it a line maybe? Is it, you know, is it something like this? Or is it a little shape I color? I like this blue line that I added. Do I add a green line maybe? Do I add a green? Right? Do I add a teal? Do I add this? Because this is different, right? So what? This will kind of blend in more. This is going to stick out. Let's use the lighter color because the white is so bright, right? So I'm just going to do a line like that. And I don't know what I did there, but that's what I did. And let's do this. Take it into some of that blue area, right? Okay, into the blue area again. What else? But there's something else I need. I'm going to do some white splatter. Okay, let's do some white splatter. Stuck the white into that brush there. Okay, so I've got this. Okay, it's pretty thick. I'm going to take my brush because it has some moisture on it, and I'm just going to make this a little lighter white so it won't be so thick. So again, I'm going to take this book, okay, and not much is coming. It's getting on my finger. Lots, but need a bit more. Okay, well, there we go. The water's kind of blue. So my white is kind of got some blue in it. Let's do, there we go. There's some nice kind of, not just splatters, but lines. I don't know if I can recreate that with this. I like that a lot. That little line. I've got some pouring. Let's just try and, come on. You're not doing it for me today. It's too thick, maybe. Okay. Let's get some liquid on it. You know? Let's get some. Is that going to help? There we go. There's some splatter things happening. There's some lines like that. Okay. Yeah, we needed to kind of help balance that white. The white was just like, I'm here, you know, really loud. So we wanted it to blend in a bit more. Not blend in, but you know what I mean. There we go. Don't want too much white. There we go. Okay, so stick that in. Look at my fingers. Gonna rinse them in. Oh, paint's really on them. Thank goodness I am not going out tonight. Yeah, it's gonna be quiet. We're gonna stay in. We're kind of quiet people. We are very quiet people. My husband and I, we're very, very quiet. So there you go. Okay, I'm thinking I'm liking it. Part of me is saying I want a white line. Okay, let's do white lines. I'm not going to do white lines like that. I'm going to do a white line, like coloring it in. Something up here, because it's a little too, I'm going to cross the lines here. And I'm not going to go over this with water. There. So, take that away. Now the untaping, I'm going to actually blow dry it dry. I'm going to put my brush in the water so it doesn't, you want to make sure that there's no paint left in your brush when you're working with acrylics, because it acts as a glue. So make sure you take that paint out as best you can and then go wash your brushes when you can. I still have to be careful because I think this one is still wet. So, because it's so thick. But we're going to take the tape off very carefully, because even though this is painter's tape, okay, it still has the possibility of ripping our paper. Okay, so get that. I'm going to get the other end here. This, I think, is one of my favorite parts. I mean, I love painting. I love the freeness. Oh, see, it kind of glued right there. So we're going to lift it off. Oh, little liquid spillage came underneath. That happens. Okay, and let's go here. Oh, there we go. It's glued. Oh, it was one of our strings things. There we go. First thing we put on. Yep, so we got to just put it there. There. Wow, look at, see how the white just, wow. And that's why I wanted to add the white. You probably thought, I don't know why she's adding white to this. You know, why is she not keeping to her palette, right? Well, I didn't keep with the palette because I knew I had the white border. Oops, we gotta, again, with that stringy stuff. There we go. Nope, again, the stringy stuff. There we go. Okay. Taking off the top. It's the first, you know, the first stuff that I put on. There we go. It's, oops, sorry, hitting the camera there. And one more, right? I'm ripping that holy paper, right? Because it's glued down, so with my pull, I'm actually ripping the paper, ripping this kind of paper. There we go. Let's just, how'd that, oh, that went that way. Okay, we'll just put it like that and that'll glue back. So there you go. Here is our, I'm trying not to, there, so you can see it all. Here's our picture. So again, you could do these each individually. If you do, then you're going to sign bottom right hand corner. Okay. Now what's nice about abstract, this could be your bottom right hand corner if you're doing this one, or this, or you know, you can switch it around, right? It doesn't have to end up like this if you're doing them individually. Another option is, this is one piece, okay, with 3 holes for the frame. Then you're going to sign your name bottom right hand corner here. So I'm just going to let it sit for a bit and let it completely dry. Then what I'll do is then I'll cut it apart. So with all this extra paint, what do? Well, I go into this book and I use it, because I can't put it back into it, because that's one not so good thing about these, right? Or you can, it's a little difficult, but you can do that. But if you don't want to waste your paint, again, you could do this as well. So thank you for joining me. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a quick oracle card reading. Okay, so here we go with that. And actually, I've got some cards really close by. This is by Renegade Mama, Women's Empowerment Deck, 52 enlightened daily messages. So basically, you could take one for a week, right? So learn to fall in love with your perfect self. This empowering deck of supportive and self-affirming statements help you find acceptance for the divine woman that you are. Enlightening, simple messages that can help reprogram self-destructive thoughts, remind us to forgive and be present in life. A gentle way to heal and stoke the goddess in every woman. We proudly offer 5 supportive affirmation decks created with love. Oh, interesting. They have Women's Empowerment Deck, which is this one. They have Pregnancy and Birthing Support Deck. They have Postpartum Support Deck. That would be a good one. Positive Messages for Kids. Oh, great. And Mindful Affirmations for Parenting. Wow. So you could join the Renegade Revolution. It says www.therenegademama.com. And there you go. They're even on Etsy. So here's a little more information about these 3 amazing women that created it. Okay, let's get going. So, beautiful background. Wow. Okay. Reminded me of the colors we kind of used today. Look at that. Meant to be, people. Meant to be. Okay, there we go. A little bit long for my hands. There we go. So this card that I'm going to pick is going to be for someone that is watching this. This could be for someone that when I recently posted this on my channel, or it could be for someone that, well, they're watching it 5 years from now. It's the beauty of YouTube channel, I tell you. Okay? So we're going to pick the best card. Now, it can also be for someone, I'm going to pick this one, for all of us, right? A message that we can all take to heart. So here we go. I enjoy being active. I move in a way that feels right for my body. Well, being with New Year's, here you go. A lot of New Year's resolutions about our bodies. So I enjoy being active. Not that you have to, but you enjoy it. And I move in a way that feels right for my body. So it's important to do whatever you find enjoyable, that feels right for you. Yeah, that's important. I go on the treadmill. I really enjoy walking, and I watch YouTube videos. I, scroll. That's my time to do that. So yeah, it's being active. It's good for your health, naturally, and it's also good for stress relief. So there you go. This is the Woman's Empowerment Deck by Renegade Mama. So thank you for joining me. Again, it's really fun to do a work when you have no plans, no idea what you're doing. You're just playing, okay? So try that. Just pick a few of your favorite colors. Like today, I was thinking blue and green. I was thinking of my parents, especially my mom. She designed the house, right? She did the color choices. My dad went, yeah, that looks good, honey. But anyways, yeah, so it made me think of my parents, this piece. So, you could do something like that. You could pick a picture and do it. Think of what the other person colors they like and create a work with that. Or you could pick a material you want to use. I wanted to try out my new brushes. So, therefore I did. So, with that, I send you off with love, abundance, joy, and hope. Have a wonderful week and be gentle and good to yourself. Bye-bye. I love you.